Recording.
Progress.
Okay, we're going to resume recording, which means everything that you heard when we weren't recording,
Yes.
or everything you heard when we weren't recording, everyone that watches the recording will get. Oh my gosh, you were so amazing to be here on time and in person.
We still have this little challenge here. Let's see if this now works.
There we go.
No, not right. Well, we can do it that way.
That's fine. Most of the slides are cool. So welcome in, everyone. This is our, well, I'm not going to talk for you. Yeah. This is my absolute favorite webinar to do because for one really important reason, in that every marketing tactic that you use is going to use some version of your elevator pitch. It could be a longer version if, for example, you're doing a direct mail piece. It could be a shorter version if you're doing a promotional product. And for those of you on camera, do me a favor. Can you hear me and Sharyn okay? Give me a thumbs up if you hear us fine. Because I can raise my voice. I would just prefer to use my regular voice. So
we've got
are we okay? Are we okay here? Cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. We last week we were in front of a couple of hundred people in person, and I had to remember to use my outside voice, but here you're as close as that. So depending on the tactic that you're using some form of an elevator pitch. We've written 7 books. In fact, I just got the pre-edit version of our 8th book that's going to come out October 6th. That's a really long elevator pitch, about 150 pages worth, but it's all a version of our elevator pitch. And we want to remind you, no matter what you're doing, we want to give you some basics, because one of the scariest thing that every entrepreneur hears is, so what do you do? And then there's a little bit of panic. Oh my God. And you're deciding if you need to go into sales mode, and too many people go right into sales mode instead of marketing mode. And the difference, marketing is getting people to raise their hand and say, why, yes, Gwen Patrick, I would love more information. So your elevator pitch is designed to get people to want to ask you for more information. Also, what happens is, if they ask you what you do, and let's say you asked me and I said, well, my wife and I are business coaches. What I've done is allowed all of you to put us into whatever prefabricated box in your mind you put business coaches. And that's not the best thing to do. So we don't want to do that. We don't want you to do that. So doing an elevator pitch the proper way is going to help you avoid that. So today, we're going to talk about 5 of the 10 things that Sharyn and I talk about that are guaranteed to make your elevator stories better. We're going to give you 3 elevator story templates. We've got 6 of them or so, but we're going to do 3 of them today. And you're going to get the template. You don't have to worry about writing it down if you want. You're going to get our email address if you want. We will send them to you, so don't sweat it. You're going to get some free help. We want to get through our slides quickly so that we can give you a chance to do your elevator pitch live and in person. Now, some of them just went, oh, dear God, I can't do that. Can you keep a secret? There's a whole bunch of you on the webinar. So you get a chance to network and talk about what you do and get help on that. But also, you can show up for a webinar to learn stuff and generate revenue. So you get a shot. Now, this isn't life or death. Don't worry about it. Remember, we want to educate you and teach you how to do enough to get people who want to raise their hand. And it might be you reach out to someone and say, I'd like to have a conversation with you just to see more about what you do. So when it's appropriate, I can refer you business. Most of the conversations Sharyn and I have with people are so that we can refer to them later. So we're also going to give you a huge bonus slide that no one has ever seen. It's brand new. Can't wait to share it with y'all. And you'll get some free stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. Yes, Peter. Yes, ma'am.
I do want to add that you notice that we've called it an elevator story. Now, the webinar, the workshop, we call it an elevator pitch because that's what you guys are looking for. That's what you're used to calling it. But you and your listeners don't really like to be pitched to, but we all like to hear a story. So that's why we give you that reframe of calling it an elevator story.
Perfect. Just a little bit about us in case y'all haven't heard of us before. In 2017, we competed for and were voted America's #1 coach team for small business marketing. That is us on stage competing. We were one of the 5 finalists. We went on stage 4th out of the 5. So I had a really good idea of what we needed to do to win. And what you see in that picture is me jumping. I had just jumped off the stage. And if you could back the video up about 5 seconds, Sharyn had a gasp on her face.
Amari, please mute yourself.
Yeah, Amari, we don't need to hear you yet. This is me and Sharyn.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
No worries. We just mentored Amari, and just like we mentor a lot of small business to understand the keys to getting what you want from your business. We've done 7 best-selling books. The 8th one comes out on what would have been my mom's birthday. It's going to come out October 6th of this year. It's called The Marketing Checklist 4. It's a guide for those folks that are overwhelmed and overthinking, which none of y'all ever do. Been interviewed by a bunch of cool people. We want to remind everyone that you started your business to serve your life, and quite often it gets turned around. That is that. There's a note on your screen there. We want you to remember that you want your business to serve your life instead of your life serving your business. For example, we are in DC right now. We took time away from our business. We spent today on the mall in DC visiting some monuments. We've got stuff to do later on. No, your mom was with us. We visited monuments with your mom. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? What was the last intelligent thing I said? Hi, everybody. Yeah. And tonight we're going to a baseball game to watch the Red Sox destroy the Nationals, hopefully. But our business gets to serve our life. But we take care of business in between what we're doing and having fun.
Rodney, please mute yourself.
You're off the hook, Amir. Rodney's now the one in the. And today we want to teach you how to better promote your business with a better elevator story. A couple times a year we do a business boot camp. We've been quoted in 500 publications and radio shows. Hey, by the way, we do a podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on ours, our email address you're going to get in a minute. If you'd like to be on our podcast, all you have to do is ask, and we'll send the information for that. And I guess we're going to get started here. So here is one of the most important things you are going to learn today. It's really important that you absorb the next slide. This is very important, actually, the next 2 slides. So if you saw this meme,
Arnesia, please mute yourself.
Come on, folks.
Hello.
Mute yourself. Gosh.
Thank you.
Anyway, if you saw this, what would you type? Remember, a little bit earlier, we were talking about letting people put you in the box, and we don't want them to do that. We want you to have that one sentence that you could write that attracts their attention. This morning, answered an email from a client. She sent out an idea of what she wants to. She just added a new service to what she does. And it falls within the world of hypnotherapy. And the first sentence of the email basically said, I've added a new method to what I do. It's like, well, sure, that's great, but why don't you tell me what's in it for me and how it could help? So we were working back and forth on how to make that first sentence reach out to her prospects and say, look, if this has been a challenge for you, I have a new tool that can help you. So you want to reach out to folks and let them see immediately, you're here to serve. Another one, I saw this on a website, and the source is there. It was, I think, ghondalegacy.com. You can go look at their website. I really should check to see if they've changed it or not. And the thing is, if I saw this, you saw this website, what do you think they do? I mean, almost all of us could have this on our website. It doesn't stand apart at all. And that's what you want to do. In fact, if I told everyone to raise your hand if you give great quality, work, every one of you to raise your hand. So it's not a special thing. So you want your elevator pitch to pass that message along, because how you create your pitch, tell your story, determines if they're going to listen to you or not. And that's a painful one, but it's how it works. We just spoke to, we were in Toronto, actually in Mississauga, right outside of Toronto, a couple hundred people. We were talking about elevator pitch. And then everyone got a chance to take what we taught and turn it around. And only one person didn't follow the direction. And you could see the room, and I'm going to show you, you're about to learn this on the next slide. Everyone in the room kind of looked at me like, I totally get it. I could care less about what he was saying. It was that instantaneous. So here are the 5 things that are going to make you better. And that first is, hi, my name is. Every one of you, if we said do your elevator pitch, almost every one of you, except Cindy Crissette, who is a client and has been through this, Cindy would never start with, hi, my name is Cindy Crissette, because she just wouldn't. She's the best financial planner in the world. She's learned. But when you say, hi, my name is, we haven't given people a reason to care. Now, here's which means they kind of check out, because if you've ever had a great idea in the shower, it's because your subconscious said, let's take a name. Oh, Carolyn Davis. Carolyn does this shower thing all the time. She's doing, washing the hair thing. I don't need to be here from this. So Carolyn's subconscious trots down the hallway and starts working on other things. And all of a sudden, Carolyn has this amazing idea. That's why it happens, because your subconscious checks out. And if one person after another says, hi, my name is, your subconscious is check out. And that's why they can't remember names, isn't it?
That's right. Absolutely. So you give them a reason to remember your name. You will give your name. I promise you. In the template, you will give a chance to give your name, but it will be later when they're already salivating. Who are you? We know at the end to come up to you and be able to call you by name. But if you say at the beginning, by the time you get to the end, they're like, wait, what was your name? Because now they've forgotten.
This next one came up because a woman very sheepishly came up and said, I've never been a really good actor, actress. I can't memorize the stuff. I was like, oh, wait a minute. You don't have to memorize.
Well, we're not hiring actors. We don't expect that you're going to memorize your script.
No.
And we're not teaching you to have one elevator pitch that you're always going to use that one. We're going to teach you how to be a good pitcher, how to be able to read the room and be able to morph. You're going to have one that's your go-to, but you're going to need to make some assumptions about your audience and tweak it a little bit. So it's fine if you don't memorize it. It's fine if you read it.
In fact, I'm going to take this for a sec.
Yeah.
Let us say that you had, don't bother reading, this is just a card. Let's say that you had 3 or 4 things on a Post-it note that you wanted to make sure you were going to say. I could take this Post-it note. You see, I'm coming right from my camera, and I can just move it right here. And right now I could read it. In fact, I'll read it. It says, say goodbye to plastic. You can't tell that I'm reading because I'm still staring straight at the camera. So you can always put that Post-it right there.
But even if you're in person, I do this. I have my elevator story I use Evernote. You could use whatever app you want.
Yeah.
And I've read it, even in person, totally fine.
What tends to happen is somebody will say, oh my gosh, Cindy Crissette is reading it. Wow, she put some time in advance. I wish I was as smart as Cindy and I put some time in advance and had thought about it. Now and then they're just sitting there wondering what they're going to say. And meanwhile, they check out of everything. All right, number 3, you've got to have either a raffle prize or a call to action. You've got to tell them what to do next. Now, most of the time, we will see people that their call to action for in a live person. I've got this bottle of wine for the card we pull, and inevitably it's somebody that has 27 years in program, where they'll give a gift card or to some coffee place that has nothing to do with their business. So your raffle prize should have something to do with your business. Now, if they do their own gift cards,
You can do your own gift card. Hey,
Yeah.
if you, the caveat is if you own a winery, if you
Yeah.
own a coffee shop, totally fine, as long as it's for your winery and your coffee shop, because you just want it to boomerang back to you. You don't want them to use that gift card and go, well, now I don't remember where I got it, but cool, now I get this free thing.
Yeah. So your idea is to come up with something that is going to be that boomerang them back to you. And we're going to give you an example of how that works. So let me give you something free right here. Here are our books. If you would like one of them, all you have to do is pick the title. Our email address is right there. Send us an email. Tell us, with the other free stuff we're giving you today, which one you would like. Now, the first person that sends us an email today will get all 7. So it made sense to,
However,
yeah.
hold that email. Don't do it right now because you're going to get some other free things. And we prefer that you send us one email with all the things that you want instead of 17 emails, each with one thing.
Yeah. So here's what's going to happen. I have a clock right over there. And as soon as we're done with the webinar, I will look at the clock, and the first email I get after we're done.
Yes.
Yeah. So some person is like busy. So if one of you already did it, you're going to have to send it again. Anyway, so y'all have seen the books you might want. 4, 3, 2, great. Another free thing, we're doing our small business breakthrough boot camp. We're going to do them in September. They're virtual. It's one day, 9 to 5 Pacific time. We put your entire marketing path together in a day. If you would like that, you can either go to planyourmarketing.com and sign up. You can put in the chat your email address. It's the one thing you can do in this chat. Pick a day you want, and we'll get to the info, or scan that QR code. Would love to have you join us. So see, these are free things. These are call to action. This is the sort of thing you put at the end of your pitch, which we're going to get to. Body language. I took all 3 of these photos at one day in at one session. I noticed that several people in a group I used to be in were standing, well, awkwardly. If you're in person, feet shoulder apart, hands between the shoulders, don't gesticulate wildly, keep them inside. If you don't know what to do with them, simply holding them in front of you, clasped together is fine. You could have a prop if you wish, but make sure your body language is looking professional. If you're virtual, which of these 3 pictures attracts you? Is it our friend Kay from Uncensored? Actually, that's not her podcast anymore. She has a different name. Well, it was Uncensored Society. Awesome podcast. Her or one of the other 2. Those are 2. These are actual screenshots we have taken. The 2 on the right showed up at different chamber events virtually. One decided that, hair was fine. The other decided, I'm not going to bother closing the blinds and just put on sunglasses. So now, for those of you that got here early, we tweaked a couple of boxes, and I can see I'm looking at our other screen. If you're looking around, Alicia looks awesome. Carolyn's awesome. Veronica Torres is rocking it in her box. Leslie's rock. Oh man, I don't see anyone doing it poorly. Doggone it, I can't pick on anybody. Look at Kevin. He's got Kevin smiling there. Darn it. Can't make, pick on anyone that way. Darn it, they all pass. By the way, can you make a note?
Yes.
I have slide 4A. This should be slide 4B. I have to tweak that. Oops. Number 5. Your elevator pitch is no longer than 52 words. You see, the preamble to the United States Constitution is 52 words. And I figured, well, if the founding fathers could describe what the United States is aspires to be in 52 words, we can probably do that with our business. And here's the thing. If you can do 52 words plus your call to action, tell them what to do next. My info is in the chat. Call me for your free this, whatever you tell them to do next, it works out at about 30 seconds. And most of the time, that's what groups give you is 30 seconds. So 52 words plus a call to action equals 30 seconds. So just remember, you get 52 to make it happen. Now, you're probably thinking, I could never make that happen. 52 words is just too little. We're going to give you an example how 52 words plus a call to action works. Here's one of ours.
Since we only have 30 seconds, here's what we do for you and your sales and marketing in just 14 words.
Clarity.
Marketing.
Consistency.
Results.
Us.
Focus.
Messaging.
Revenue.
Guarantee.
Decisions. Oops.
Now.
Sorry.
You got urgency.
Urgency.
Proven. You. Our coaching group. Wow. Is your easy button to effectively share your sales message with prospects so they know you care. See how our system works. Go to how to get there faster for your free Get Focused Success Call. Comes in about 30 seconds. Even when we mess up. And you know what? You wouldn't have known if we messed.
If we didn't have it on the screen.
Yeah.
That's what we're reading. We don't memorize it.
No.
In fact,
Clearly we didn't memorize it. Wow. All right, let's get into the trained professional.
Yes,
we are. All right, let's get into some models that you can rip off and duplicate. The first one, this is you're at some chamber event. You're both at the food buffet, and you reach for the shrimp. They reach for the shrimp, your hands knock each other. Oh, sorry.
Cute.
And you're chatting and they say, I haven't seen you before. And they say, so what do? You're in line to get your Diet Coke and they're just being polite and they want to know what you do. Now, the challenge is if we said, just tell them what you do, well, now they get to put you in a box. So we want to give you a little, we want to give you more than that. So here's 3 different mock-ups of this. They start with either, how, well, I. So it's 2 sentences. How many sentences? 2. First one starts, how, or have you ever, or can you picture? And the second sentence starts with, well, I. So here's a couple of examples. So if Sharyn asked me what I do. Well, how most people are trained to do what they do, but they never seem to know how to market what they do. Well, my wife and I own Yuloff Creative. We're the easy button for sales and marketing. See, real simple, really. I'm not saying you probably need a business coach. I can tell because of the way you hold your plate of shrimp. No, you are just being informative, and you're trying to get them to say, really, how does that work? Make sense? Cool. So those are the 3. Now, if you're doing this virtually, having a prop is absolutely fine. One of the folks on here, Cindy Crissette, talks about money, etc. And one of her elevator pitches talks about when she was little, and she used to take her parents' change jar and she would dump it out and she would sort all of the change. And she loved it. Every time she counted the change in her parents' change jar, it got to be a higher dollar amount. And she was really excited about that, especially when Christmas was coming. Now, we've seen Cindy do that. And on her desk, she'll pull up a change jar to show it. So what she's doing is talking about her being a financial planner, and at the same time letting people visualize, oh my gosh, she's wanted to do this since she was a child. She's she must be really good at what she does to help people generate more revenue and an easier retirement. I'm probably doing her elevator pitch, aren't I? Anyway,
Sort of.
so
It's
props,
still longer, I think, than 30 seconds.
it is. Props are okay. Okay, the second one is called the standout statement. Again, how many sentences?
Two.
2 sentences. This one is a little bit longer. You could do this one at a chamber event. So you've got 2 sentences plus your call to action. The last one didn't have the call to action. It was just getting people to want to raise their hand when you're in that 1-to-1, 2-on-1 situation. This is one you can do at a chamber, and it's a little bit longer. You add the call to action. So let me show you how to fill in the blanks. So you know how many, and then you state the demographic of your ideal client. You know how many, well, let's see, let's do a realtor one. You know how many young couples struggle with buying their first house? Well, I specialize in helping them qualify for the, see, I just turned it into Steve Mass. What I do is I turn renters into home buyers so that in the long term, so over several years, they're going to have that home earlier and it'll generate revenue faster. Wasn't thinking of Steve until I got into the middle of it. So your ideal client, what her problem is, and you probably solve more than one problem, just pick one. You can always change it up and use different ones. Then your number 1 solution, and then the long-term application.
Now, the one thing I do want you to be aware of is the beginning. The beginning says, because you're being conversational. So it's not, do you know how many? Because now your audience is either saying yes or no. No, I don't.
I have no idea how many young couples struggle with buying their first house. I imagine the government probably has information on that.
Right. Now they've missed everything that you were saying.
Yeah.
So either they're doing yes, no, or, she wants me to do math. Do I know how many? Let's see. It could possibly be, right? And again, now they're stuck in their head and they've missed everything else you said. So it's conversational. You know how.
We have clients that take out the word how. Many people, and when I say people, I'm being too generic. Many financial planners have, in fact, let's try this one. Many financial planners struggle with how to get out of their head and talk about what they do. Well, what I do is show them an easy way to market their business so that they can do more financial planning and less prospecting for to get new clients. You could do this too. So now you have 2 different examples on the right side, and they tie into what Sharyn and I do. But so this is your basic. So everyone got the template? Raise hands. You've all written that down. Show of hands. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to move on. Moving on. Okay. Here's the hardest one, but I love this one. Sometimes you get invited by a friend. I'm in this great marketing group. You ought to come check it out. And sure, okay, I'll get up at 5:30 in the morning to be there at 7 and look appropriately wonderful. And you're a little tense on your drive there because you're wondering, oh my gosh, I've got to do this elevator pitch and talk about, oh my God, there's all these people and they have no idea who I am. And how am I going to get them all? Let's get out of that. If you're a guest, you have generally no shot at getting business there. If you're doing a normal elevator pitch, your job is to get noticed. So when I'm invited somewhere, we get there early. My goal is to meet the person that's going to be running it. Now, if the MC is a late arriver, then you're going to be talking. Then you're talking to the person that runs the event. Last week, we were at that event in Toronto. I met both presenters early on. And it helped because before they were going to do this, let everyone do an elevator pitch before Sharyn and I spoke. Well, that's not going to work.
Oh.
So since I had met them both beforehand, I said, you know what? I used their name. If you let us go first, it'll make this way better. And we were guests at this place, and I just stuck my nose in and changed the entire way the event was running. Yeah, I've done this a few hundred times. I get it. Most of you wouldn't do this. However, for purposes of explanation here, you're a guest at this event. So you get there, you meet the MC, and you find out how you can help them or refer business. So tell me what you do. And I start asking questions. Oh, how long have you done that? Hey, I'm kind of new at this. Now, when I say new at this, I am not lying. I am new to their group. I have been, how many networking events?
A bazillion.
Yeah. Okay, networking meeting. Everyone stands up, does their elevator pitch. A couple of people get to do 10 minutes. We have some breakfast, some runny eggs. Hopefully they're cooked well enough, and we all go home. Got it. So how does this work? And I have them explain how this play, they do the event. I get some information about the organization. I am just asking questions. I am being the most interested person in the world. I'm looking for a hook because,
Sorry.
okay. When it's my turn to stand up and do the 30 seconds, I could do, we're small business coaching, we're the easy button. We help with sale. I can do that. And most of the people in the room are like, oh, they're guests. I have no basis to trust you.
Let me check my email.
Yeah, let me see what I'm doing. They're new. I don't. So I stand up, and mine turns into a testimonial. Hey, folks, I'm Hank. Look, Sharyn and I, we're business coaches, but that doesn't matter. Look, I gotta thank Charlie. Charlie is running this event, and I got here early because I'm terminally early, and it sucks. But Charlie was here and made me feel so welcome. He's a State Farm agent. I don't know if any of you guys know that. Everybody knows him. And I had a couple of questions about insurance that he answered and was just really helpful. Look, if you have not sat down with Charlie and learned about what he can do for protecting your family, you really should do that. Anyway, thanks for having me here. Again, my name's Hank. I'm a business coach, and nice to be here. The eggs are great. I sit my ass down. Charlie, who's running the meeting, is starting to feel a little pressure. Oh my gosh, somebody said something nice about me. The law of reciprocity means, and he's going to say something nice about me. By the time we're done, we will have chatted for 5 minutes beforehand, and he's going to say something really cool about me. And that's third-party validation. So that's how it works for you. You could also do the testimonial for the person that invited you there. We spoke at a Rotary group near us a few months ago, and as it was an insurance agent that invited us there. And my entire goal for the Rotary Club meeting was to promote Greg, because he's probably going to hire us as a client, as his coaches. So I did that entire testimonial thing and made people pretty much say, I told them, you're pretty stupid if you haven't sat down with Greg and learned about State Farm. And then I sat my butt down. Who smiled the biggest? Greg. My entire goal for that morning was reached. So this one is hard. You have to get out of your head. You've got to be willing to not talk about you. But if you can pull this one out of your pocket when you're a guest at one, I really want to know about it. So make sure you send me an email, and I can give you a high five and send you some special prize for doing it. Because this is one that when you're a guest somewhere is going to benefit you a tremendous amount. All right, here's a bonus slide we haven't shared before. You've got to tell us what makes you different, because look, every financial planner is doing some kind of financial plan. Every bookkeeper keeps the books. Insurance agents all sell something that's going to protect you in case something negative happens. Contractors build stuff. What makes you different? Sharon and I, we work as a team as business coach. We're very different. Most business coaches are solopreneurs. They work alone. With Sharon and I, we have very different business backgrounds. And 12 years ago, we started working together, and it's really fun. The fact that we're a married couple, it's very different than what you say. So what is making you different? That's a hard thing to come up with.
Sometimes it's your story. How did you get into it? What was it that made you go from, oh, this is what I want to be when I grow up, to, oh, this is what I'm actually now doing.
Yeah.
So that story. Now, you do need to say it pretty quickly, and there are ways to do that, and we can help you work through that.
Yeah. Okay. So what does it make? That was good. I like that slide. All right. So you guys just found out how to make your elevator pitch more effective. The next thing we're going to do, well, I have a question. If you had a break, did somebody learn something today? Raise your hand. I want to see how we're doing. If you don't raise your hand, I'm not going to call on you. We're just going to have fun that way. Okay. A lot of people. So if you had a breakthrough, you learned something new, great. We want to do a couple of things for you. If you want to go live, and we're going to switch to that, we're going to give you a chance. If you don't, or even if you do go live, if you write down howtogetttherefaster.com, you can get a half hour of just coaching with Sharon and I. I will tell you, there is no way we can take a credit card. We're not going to be selling you anything. We just want to, because this is SCORE, help you get on track. This gets you focused. Yes.
And some of you have already asked me to register you for the Small Business Breakthrough Bootcamp manually, and I'm happy to do that, and I will do that. And you will get in those email reminders, you will get this email as well. So just so you know, even if you didn't write it down, even if you don't go there right now, totally fine. You will get that as a reminder as we get closer to bootcamp.
If you want, again, there's bootcamp. If you want to go to that, love to have you. It is fun. Imagine us talking to you for several hours and making your business all that much better. All right. So before how are we going to use your computer, or are we going to search? Okay, so okay, that'll work. So before we do this though, y'all might want to grab those URLs. If you want to check out our podcast, they're at theviewcast.com. It's really simple. Everyone that's on has the same questions. It's designed to make you look really good. If you've never run on a podcast, this is a great starter. Then you can send the video of that to other podcasters. They see you've been on a podcast and they're more likely to book you. Plan your marketing, again, is if you want to come to bootcamp, that's all the information is there. If you want to know about our other webinars, they're free. Just go to yourmarketingadvisor.com. Not every webinar we do is for SCORE. We do a bunch for ourselves.
We have one tomorrow on inexpensive ways to market your business, which we did do for SCORE earlier this month, but now we're doing it for different organizations. So if you missed the one for SCORE and you want it, then by all means.
Yeah. And then there's how to get there faster. Okay. There, they have ways to get free stuff. Yes. Now let's do my favorite part. I gotta let you know, we do this on the Alignable social media platform. We do this for them once a month, where we don't do any of this other stuff. We just go through and hear their elevator pitches. And I'll tell you, I could do this part all day.
I was gonna look and see when we're doing it for them again.
Okay, so let's see. Do you have an order you want to go in?
Well, I just gonna let them raise their hand.
Okay. Well, cool. Have you raise your hand if you want to do yours. Cindy, I see you raising your hand first. I knew you were. Oh, come on. If you're on camera now.
The Alignable Elevator Story Workshop is on August 23rd. So the boot camp is September 23rd. Let's not get those confused. But the one for Alignable, if you're on Alignable, is August 23rd at noon Pacific, 3:00 Eastern.
By the way, whoever goes first, you're going to get a second chance at it because you were brave enough to go first.
So besides Cindy?
Yeah, besides Cindy. Cindy you get to go second or third. Okay, I'm just going to pick one. Veronica, you're up. Veronica Torres. Congratulations.
Yay, thank you. Thank you for having me today. It's been really helpful.
Awesome. Okay. So let's hear let's hear yours and we'll tweak you afterward. All right.
Okay, well, let's,
So by the way, you're nervous, right?
yes,
Everyone else is nervous. The only two people in this room that aren't nervous are Sharyn and I.
awesome.
So you could screw up massively
And they would thank you.
and they thank you, Sharyn, because they're all thinking, "Oh my God, I am so glad she sucked," because the pressure's off. So,
Okay. All right.
so Veronica, suck it up. Let's hear it.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. So you know how many people, no, you know how many people here in education struggle with attention. I'm not sure. It's not.
I am
You're
not.
kind of cutting in and out.
Is she cutting it out? Is everyone else cutting it, or is it us?
I hear it too.
I'm just getting feedback, so I'm hearing myself talk.
Somebody's thing must be on, so there's feedback going. It seems like there's somebody calling in on a number, and that must be doing like a feedback loop.
Okay, so 1 second. Whoever is calling in on 224, would you please mute yourself? We're not actually hearing you, but it's causing a feedback. And I hear, oh yeah, right. Now that you're on the screen, we can mute. Yeah, thank you. Okay, got it. Never mind, 224. We got you. Okay,
Since you were
Veronica, try that again.
I think, oh, perfect. All right, great. All right. So you know how many
Yeah, no. But I don't see anyone else that's unmuted. No, I don't have audio online.
okay.
Okay. Well, let me just
See if we could mute if we wanted to. There's nothing there.
Let's try it again. Okay, Veronica, tell me what you do.
actually, I will be starting a business, doing training. I'm just hearing the feedback. Consulting for early care and teachers.
Yeah, we got that you're going to be doing training for something. Type it into the chat.
Okay.
Please.
And we're
And-
gonna come back to Veronica.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably just gonna do hers. Rodney, why don't you go next since you have your hand raised?
Rodney, you're muted though.
Okay. You know how, excuse me, you know how video editors are always looking for the right music for their video productions? They always run into time crunches, and our company, Primal House Music, provides a wide variety of music, over 200,000 tracks of music, accessible from our website, high quality music, and we can provide it at very affordable rates.
Okay, wait. You're thinking about what more to tell me. You don't go too long. I don't need to know you have a couple of 100,000 things. It's like, you know how most video editors are on a time crunch? And part of that crunch is because of music. My company's got 100,000 pieces of music that are awesome for it. That's all you need, because then the editors are going to reach out. And your call to action in a room like this, you read the room. But if any, whoever knows sound editors, a great referral for me is to have a conversation with them. So that becomes your call to action. Does that make sense?
What becomes my call to action? How do I state my call to action?
Like the people that you want to talk to are sound editors, right?
Correct.
Okay. In a room like this, it's not filled with sound editors.
Right.
What you really want to do, and I'm going to tell you this because somebody in the room has a brother who's an Emmy Award winning editor.
Sound editor.
I don't know who it is, but someone in the room is your target audience. So what you do is you say, hey, everyone, You know how you probably don't know this, but sound editors are on this mega time crunch all the time. And one of the reasons they are is because they don't have the music they need. My company solved that problem. We've got 200,000 awesome tracks of music. So what I really need is for you to introduce me to your friends that are sound editors. My information is in the chat. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for letting me get into your Rolodex. Your audience is really narrow. So unless you're in some I don't know, almost film editor networking group, it's harder for you that way. You want to try again? Yeah, try again. Go for it.
Sure. You know how sound editors are constantly in a time crunch? Our company offers over 200,000 tracks of music accessible from our website. I can give you more information, and I need you to connect me with people who want high quality music at great rates.
Cool. You know what? You don't even have to say that the part about accessible on your website. Don't even need that part, unless you're talking to a sound editor. So now I have a question. I have a follow-up. So are these tracks that you guys created? Did you write them?
We have great composers who have created music for us, and we work with composers who bring their music to us unsolicited.
That's awesome. See, if you and I met though, I would take you down that road. I think that's really cool. Is it, and because I would start going, is it only sound editors, or for example, if we know people that shoot their own video that need music, I bet you can help them too.
We work with YouTubers, sound editors, video editors, any music user you could imagine.
So in a room that's like this, you might want to change your elevator pitch to, you know how a lot of entrepreneurs have these videos and they kind of suck because there's no music? My company solved that problem. So read the room.
I know we all grew up being taught not to make assumptions, but in this kind of a scenario, you do need to make a few assumptions. You need to know, okay, I came into a room, it was through SCORE, so this is probably a bunch of entrepreneurs, they're probably not a bunch of sound editors, probably more doing their own video for their own small business, right? You're going to need to make some assumptions and tweak your elevator story to fit the audience.
Make sense?
Yes.
Coolness. Do you own the company?
No.
I didn't hear that.
I do not, no.
Awesome. Well, cool.
No worries.
Good job. Well done. Everybody show your paws in your thing. Well done. All right.
Tony, you're up.
Tony, followed by Emily.
All right. Thank you so much for this. Is so awesome, and it's very fun actually involving us in here. Okay.
Yes, I get to abuse all of you because your elevator pitches suck. It's so much fun.
I need to hear that. Thank you. All right. So y'all know how military vets come out of the service and struggle with adapting back to civilian life. Well,
no, we
what
don't.
I do is work with them. Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad you're hearing me, because what I do is work with them and hash things out. So they can have a clear path to the life they want and have this exciting life. And I feel
all right. I'm gonna rework yours.
Okay.
Can you imagine being a veteran coming out of the military and not knowing which direction to go? My name's Tony Toledo, and I help veterans find that path, that next path they take. So that's really as simple as it needs to be.
Plus your call to action.
Yeah, and then your call to action. The call to action is probably, who do you know that's a veteran that's about to separate from the military? I would love to have a conversation with them.
My information is in the chat. Help us connect.
Okay. We have a client that does what you do, Tony. So I got you're having fun. What area of the country are you playing in?
Southern California.
So you end up at shoot, it just left my head. You spend time in San Diego and points north.
Yeah, Oceanside. Up here,
Oceanside.
there's a
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Great job. Well done. How long were you in?
Oh, I was not in the service.
Our client wasn't either.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no
Fascinating.
need, and that's why we're fulfilling.
Cool. Awesome. Tony, you make if you need once more time, you make sure you grab that stuff so we can chat a little bit. That's for everybody. So it was Emily. And we have to come back to Veronica.
Yeah.
And I want to put Cindy on the spot. So let's go Emily, Veronica, Cindy, then Ms. Tora, then Alicia after that. Hi, Veronica.
Yeah. Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Emily.
Thank you. Hi. So I'm Emily. And you guys
Hi.
probably hi. You guys probably all know this, but most adults do not have an adequate education, understanding of sexuality, sex, gender, and really just like ways to be a good partner in a relationship. So that's where I come in. I'm a sexuality educator, I'm a relationship coach, and I work strictly with adults, and it is all online, so it is accessible to everyone.
Interesting. A little long. I think it can be tweaked, but it's cool.
Who's your ideal client?
How old are they?
Well, it's a different question.
Yeah.
So my ideal client probably ranges in like the late 20s to 40s. There's somebody who has had probably issues with
There we go.
sex, sexuality. It's a big range, but it's pretty much anyone who's kind of gone through their 20s and really felt like they have not found someone to connect with. They probably have issues with their sexuality, with just coming to terms of who they are, and also just want to learn more about how to have a fulfilling sex life.
Could it be a guy that's 40 that just never connected with a relationship?
Yeah, so I already have clients, and yeah, I do actually have a man who's in like his older 40s, and he's in a marriage, but has just always felt like he has a lot of issues connecting.
Yeah, we have one that's single, and I just want to find him a relationship.
Go ahead.
Does your ideal client typically have some sort of sexual trauma history or not?
So I tend to work, this is what I tell my clients, is that if you have had any major trauma that is exceptionally impactful, I do not work with you. That would be more of the realm of a sex trauma therapist. I am more education and like relationship support. So I have a background of being a birth doula, also have a background of being a nanny, and a degree in psychology and certification in sexuality education. So I don't work with people who want to deal with their sexual traumas. However, I can work with people who have gone through a sexual trauma and now are trying to just work on connecting.
Okay, good.
Where is she in relation to Tracy? Is there
Tracy's different.
Huh. You should reach out to us. We have somebody that
You might be good referral partners.
Yeah.
I don't know. She doesn't focus on the area that you're focused in. She's more in relationship, but not necessarily sexual, and relationship with food and body image, right? So there is a relationship clearly, but it's a bit of a different sector. So you might be good referral partners.
Yeah, I do free workshops, and I have people guest host all the time. So that would be perfect.
Stop selling.
I can't.
reach out to us, connect with us. We'll connect you with Tracy, and that would be fun. And come to boot camp. We'll have fun with you.
Yeah. So when you send this the email, just remind us to connect you with Tracy. So we put that together.
And I must like you instantly, because Tracy's one of my favorite clients. She's a badass.
All right, now you got to go to Cindy.
All right. Speaking of badasses
and favorite clients,
Ms. Cindy Chrisette. Unmute.
She's working on
it. There you
go. Okay. So, in today's economic environment, today's economic environment presents many challenges, but along with these challenges come opportunities and potential rewards for those who can identify long-term trends. Whether you're facing retirement or looking to better understand certain investment ideas, we can help you address your most pressing financial questions. Come see me, Cindy Crossett, owner of Crossett Financial Services, our family serving your family.
Take out the words "you're facing" and then email it to me because I want to tweak it. Yeah, whether you're facing, take those words out. I knew you had it written. I can always tell when you're reading and when you've worked on it. I can always tell.
That's funny. It actually came from you.
I know. Cross it out. I was stupid. I clearly screwed up. So cross it out, send it off to me, and I'll tweak it back.
Will do.
Cool. Love you mucho. Good job.
Alicia, you are up next.
Okay, so I'll just give you what I have. I from this experience here, I already see that it might
Alicia.
need to be simplified.
Okay. Alicia,
Okay,
here
so
we go. Giving you a big hug. It's all right.
Okay, so you know how entrepreneurs work like crazy to launch a new business and pull it off thanks to the support of tons of resources. Well, Christian entrepreneurs don't really have that. They struggle to find training and a community that aligns with their faith and values. So we've created a learning experience to keep Christian entrepreneurs from having to check their faith at the door. And I went on the same one, if I should say it. It's rooted training and community that gives them business confidence. The Christian entrepreneurs we've helped have said that our experiences affirm them and make them feel free to be themselves. Our conversations inspire, and I feel like it's too long already. So if this resonates with you in any way,
Hey, Alicia,
you'd like to connect, please.
the fact that you know it's long is great, and it is. Are you reading it by chance?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tweak it a little. How many is it? Do you happen to have it? Is it a Word document that's open?
No. I could put it in a Word
I was going to ask you the word count.
Okay.
Whatever the word count is, take about 15% of the words out. Just figure it. And I want you to email it to me. And we're going to tweak it. All right. You and me. Is that cool?
Yeah. I feel like it needs that. Thank you.
It does. Look, folks, this is hard. Yeah. And I'll tell, look, a couple of years ago, when we were all stuck at home, I got onto a social media platform called Clubhouse. It's all audio, no visual. And one of the rooms on Clubhouse at 7 o'clock in the morning, every morning, is called the elevator pitch time. And for over 2 months straight, I did a different elevator pitch, mostly because I have fun doing them. But I wanted to try some things out. Our audience is not on Clubhouse. We figured that out really fast. So by doing the elevator pitch live, even though I couldn't see them, I knew they were all listening. I know there were 40, 50 human beings listening, and I had to just work on presentation and seeing how things landed, both when I said them, but from comments that came after. So I've created hundreds of these for Sharyn and I, and you will find things that feel good. You will find things that work horribly. It's a matter of just practicing and understanding that Sharyn said this earlier. I know most of you probably missed it. It's getting to be a better pitcher, not creating the perfect pitch. If y'all had seen Cindy 4 years ago when we started together, Cindy would be here and in our networking group, we never ran a clock on her. because damn it, she's going to go till we're done, till she's got her message out. And she has done this so many times, and she has played with so many different versions that like once a month she gets presentation of the month at her group. It's like she kicks butt on everyone. So it's just getting comfortable in presenting.
It's also that your elevator story it's a marketing piece, right? And marketing is all about testing. So you do your elevator story. Oh, you know what? That didn't quite land. The right people didn't actually come up to me after the meeting. The right people didn't actually connect with me after the meeting. So I must need to tweak something so that the next time, let's see how that lands, right? So it's just about testing. So, okay, you did it. It was a little long. All right, so now we'll tweak it and we'll test it again.
Yeah.
No problem.
Whatever. And you'll end up with several different ones. You know, for Sharyn and I, the key most of the time for us is that we know that our audience relates to the fact that everyone wishes they had an easy button for their marketing. God, I wish I could just press it and make it easier. Where that easy button. And we use that constantly. People get it. They can picture themselves pressing the easy button and having Sharyn and I, you know, work for you, think for you, create for you, and hand it to you. It's kind of simple, but you've no idea how many times I had to tweak it before we realized it. So give yourself some grace.
For sure.
You know, Alicia, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the term grace, right? Give yourself some of that grace, darling. Good Lord, you know. In your world, there was one perfect person, right? Well, then.
We're not that perfect.
We aren't that person, none of us. So, you know, cool. I can't wait to read yours. Come to boot camp. We'll have fun.
Thank you.
Who's up next?
Kevin, you are up.
Mr. Raw. You're not, you didn't have a dad named Fred, right?
No.
Okay. I had in high school, my trigonometry teacher he was Fred Roth, and he had a big heart, and he shouldn't have been teaching trig. Algebra was like the level he should have been teaching, but he was a good man. Anyway, I don't
know what you're going to do with that.
It would have been really cool if you know, I would have been able to let you know your dad was a cool guy. And he gave me,
he was just not that cool.
And he gave me a B when I really shouldn't have gotten that B. All right, let's hear yours.
He's actually a farmer, so no, not in the education system at all. Okay, so you know how many small business owners struggle with creating a best-in-class business that doesn't need them. What I do is help business owners create that business so they can have more time to do things they enjoy. Please tell me about your business. My email is in the chat.
Okay. I missed. Go slower and you know how small most. Do it again. I want to see if I got it, because I just completely missed the audience.
Okay. You know how many small business owners struggle with creating a best-in-class business. What I do is help.
What? Wait a minute.
That's
where I lost it. A what?
Enunciate.
A best-in-class business.
Best in
class. Oh, so you were being cute. Okay, now I can work with that. Okay, how they struggle with being known as the best in class. I get it. Okay, go for it. What's the next part?
A best-in-class business. What I do is help business owners create a business that doesn't need them, so they have more time to enjoy life.
Okay, so what do you really do, Kevin?
So we work with small business. That's basically the mission statement, is work with business owners to create a best-in-class business by helping them create like a master plan, a business plan, financial planning, and basically give them the freedom that all that provides.
Okay. I'm going to need a tidbit, because here's where my mind went. He works for Ameriprise, and they've got some network marketing connection with this, and I just don't want to say what it is. I went to network marketing, and I was and that's not what you guys are.
right?
No.
You know, so
No, we're there to serve the business owner.
I'm sorry, what?
We're there to serve the business owner.
But doing what? What do you, if I'm your client and I call you, what is the problem? Why am I calling you?
Few different reasons.
What's screwed up?
We want to help the business owner save money. So basically, maybe it's a struggling business that needs help, that needs to find ways to save money or increase profits.
Okay. Are you guys accountants? Do you work in that realm? What do you?
No, so I am working with he's a financial planner, but he also has a business, a consulting business that works with small business owners that he created.
Okay. Your dog wants attention.
Yeah, she's running around in the background.
Don't they all want to?
Don't they all want attention?
I'm just happy she hasn't jumped up on a desk and tried to type something into the chat.
Honestly, Kevin,
yeah.
you have no idea how many webinars we do in our home office. Our studio is on the 3rd floor of our house, and our cats seem to know when we're doing one, and all of a sudden you will see a tail just walk across. So
Yeah.
Don't sweat it. You know what? I'm going to need more. Write it out and email it to me. I want to look at your website because there's something missing.
Kevin, is your ideal client, are they really best in class now, or they want to be best in class?
We want to help them get to best in class.
That wasn't my question. I know that's what you want to help them be. That wasn't my question. Your ideal customer or client, are they right now, when they first call you at the very beginning, are they already best in class, or they want to be best in class?
They're not, but they want to be. That's their goal, is to be best in class.
Okay.
Okay. So that's where the disconnect is at the
Okay.
beginning of your elevator story, is you sound like you're already addressing the best in class, and you're not.
Okay.
That's not really your ideal client.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make that
Okay, I get what
tweak.
you're saying.
Yeah, make that tweak, email it to us, and then we'll wordsmith it from you from there.
You freaking rock.
Thank you.
See, this is why Sharyn, this is why we work together so well. Sometimes I am just I am the clueless one, and Sharyn just jumps right in and saves my ass, makes me look good. Damn.
Here's Kevin.
Is it Ms. Porter?
Leslie, you are up next.
Look at that. One of the top 5 smiles. Are we going to go back to Veronica? Okay, so we'll go back to
She has her headset in.
Veronica. We're going to go back to you afterwards. So dial it up.
This for me? Is it
You
my
look
turn?
great.
Okay, thank you.
Leslie, you look great. You're fabulous. Go for it.
Do you know how many kids sit in class every day that feel lost or left behind?
A couple of 100,000?
Because they can't read, or they can't read well. Well, what I do is I tutor kids in reading. I help them find what actually is the problem, what's going on, and try to help close those gaps so that they can become proficient and skilled readers.
Okay, so a couple of things. So my background is in teaching, so I totally get you. The very first thing is, at the very beginning of your elevator story, you asked us, do you know how many? No. You don't want your listener to either tune out because they're saying, I don't know how many, and so they tune out, or they're doing math. Oh, like Hank said, it must be a couple 100,000, right? You don't want that. It's conversational. You know how many young students have challenges with reading or whatever it was, right? So it's conversational, not a do. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as you go through your elevator story, you're not telling us what the benefit is of being a good reader. Why do they want to be a good reader? And it's not why the parents want them to be a good reader, by the way, right? Parents want them to be a good reader so they get good grades. That's not it. You want the child to be motivated, the student to be motivated to read. Why? What's that going to do for them as they go through life that they are a good reader?
let me try. Thank you, YK. Let's try with another one for you.
Okay.
I would look up the stat. According to the U.S. Department of Education, one of the top 3 reasons people, youngsters drop out of school is just because they can't read, and which means they can't keep up in class, and that's sad. My name's Leslie Porter, and I help those students, maybe your child, improve their reading. So it should be,
There's still that other step though. Yeah, they drop out of school, and then what does that do for their life?
Yeah.
Just the fact they drop out of school, a lot of students are going to be, they drop out of school, that's great. Now I get to go off whatever they're going to do, right? But they don't realize the challenges that they're going to face by dropping out of school because they didn't take the time to learn how to read, to get over whatever that was, whether it was dyslexia or whatever their challenge was in not being able to read. So add that piece. What does that do for them? What's the challenge that they don't even realize, because they're kids, they don't see the future the way we can see what would happen to them. So you need to give them a hint as to what that would mean, and the tweak of being able to read, what doors that would open that they don't even know they're closing by not taking the time to invest in learning to read.
All of that in 52 words plus a call to action.
You can do it.
No worries.
You can do it. You've got this. You already know it. You just didn't know to put it in your elevator story. You know it.
Right. I know the stats. I know how many. I know at least incarceration, homelessness.
Yes.
Yeah. I do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Great.
They don't know to tune that in.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Come to boot camp. You'd be fun to play with.
Oh, I'd want to.
Coolness.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, Veronica, are you ready?
All right, Torres, let's see what you can do.
Yes.
Let's see if you can step up to Ms. Porter's level. No pressure.
All right. So can you imagine having to suffer through another boring mandatory professional development training? Well, my name is Veronica Torres, and what I do is provide coaching and professional development trainings for preschool teachers, family childcare providers, and administrators that are engaging, culturally relevant, and can walk away with strategies that they can implement immediately. So if you know any folks in the field of early care and education field, I would love to connect with them.
You're almost there. You are so close. The one tweak I would make is, as you read through your elevator story, you've misplaced, you've transposed a couple of things. So you talk about boring meetings, that's all fine, and who your ideal client is, that's fine. But those ideal clients are not gonna put that next piece. You're the one that puts that piece, but you have it transposed. So I'm not sure you're following me. So read your elevator story.
Her eyes went up.
I knew it. She wasn't connected.
The NLP kicked in. It's like, oh my God, she just missed it.
Read it again, but do it slowly, and I'll point it out to you.
Okay, so can you imagine having to suffer through another boring mandatory professional development training?
Time.
Yeah.
When you say you,
Your staff.
it's like, to me, it was like, I don't have to do that. So if you call it out.
Well, the other thing is, you don't actually want them to imagine sitting through a boring meeting. You want them to imagine sitting through a invigorating training.
There's nothing worse. Oh, let's try this. I think we can all agree. There's nothing worse than a boring, and it's what type meeting?
Continuing, it doesn't matter.
A boring continuing education meeting. My name is Veronica Torres. And then you start to set yours up. That's where I would.
Yeah, I don't know that there's nothing. I think there are things that are worse, but I think you can play with that wording. But keep going.
No, there is nothing worse. I would rather have a root canal than sit through a boring continuing educational training. Because
Alicia, we see you. Just a moment. Okay, go ahead. Keep going though in what you wrote.
Okay, so I said my name is Veronica, and what I do is provide coaching and professional development trainings for.
Wait.
You went too far.
And what I do now,
It doesn't go back. You went too far though.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning of what you said. I know that Hank is going to help you tweak it, but go back to the beginning of what you said and keep going, but go slowly.
So do you want me to say what I have here, or okay? So can you imagine having your staff suffer through another boring mandatory professional development training?
Keep going.
So my name is Veronica, and what I do is provide coaching and professional development training for preschool teachers, family childcare providers, and administrators that are engaging, culturally relevant.
There we go. Stop. That's the thing. So the preschool teachers are not engaging. That's not what you're trying to say. The training that you provide is engaging. So you've got it's misplaced.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. So just play with that and then send us an email and we'll help you wordsmith it.
All right, awesome, thank you.
And don't just send it to us how it is now. Tweak it.
Yes, tweak it.
Yeah, I will.
Tweak it those.
She will know.
Because I'll read it and go, no, it's still misplaced.
Still.
I understand now.
Can you imagine how it is when Sharyn gets something that isn't right? I have to hear about it. And you know,
I love it.
and then she doesn't put the blue box on your email until later. The blue box means I have to do it. And you sit in email purgatory, girl, and none of us want that to happen. Yeah, you're highlighted, but don't you want to help?
I want to help you out.
Good help.
So I will make sure that it is done properly. I'll do my best.
There we go.
Thank you.
Awesome. You bet. Alicia, you had your hand up.
Yeah,
I'm
just
still
a
waiting for
quick question.
Carolyn Davis to put her hand up.
I was wondering about the like using I versus we. Like it's like for me, it's a community. So I guess you know where I'm going. It's like how would you say that?
Is it a you? Okay.
Is it your business or do you have a team that you're working with?
It is mine. I founded it, but a lot of the training is done. It's in community and stuff. So sometimes I feel where it's, and it's not just me. You're not dependent on me to do anything fully, right? I mean, so in the language of this elevator pitch, should I be saying like to set the expectation? It's a community sort of.
So let me give you an example. Let me give you, maybe this will be helpful. If this was my business, I would say because you are working with me. I'm the only one you're going to work with. I don't have staff. It's just me. Because Hank and I work together, and you might work with me, you might work with Hank. You're probably going to wind up working with both of us. We're going to say we. In our email conversation, right? When you send us your elevator pitch and we respond, we might say I, because one of us might be sharing our individual perception, not our together perception, not our we perception. So if they're working with you, if you're the person I get to work with and it's only going to be Alicia, it's I. If you really have a team and I might be working with Alicia, I might be working with Sally or Joe, then it's we. Does that help?
It does. It does. Yeah, it's just such a unique thing, because sometimes there might be a trainer coming, like it's not always.
Okay,
most times
let's try this another way. Every Monday, we have a mastermind call for our clients. And each client gets an opportunity to bring up a question, a challenge, and the challenge of the week, whatever it is. And Sharyn and I help them. There are also opportunities where sometimes we'll say, all right, who else has a point of view on this? And others will join in. So it's a we, but then it becomes a bigger we. If I'm the one running the call, and because Sharyn has a dentist appointment, then it's me who, but then it gets, or I, and then it gets opened up to the we. So it's you, it's your business. And, but you have other speakers from time to time.
There was, maybe there still is, a field of thought to always say we to make the small business owner look like they're a big business. The challenge with that methodology is it's not honest. It's not truthful. It's really not the way right? If I'm gonna really only be working with Alicia, then I'm only gonna be working with Alicia. Why is she pretending that there's this field of people that's just Alicia, which is totally fine. So we prefer to say, if it's a you, then let us know that I get to work with you. I get to work with this expert. I get to work with that founder of that business. You're the person I get to work with. Let me know that I get to work with you. If you have a team, then by all means, then tell me that it's we, so I know that I'm working with, I could be working with a bigger team. I may not get to work with Alicia. That also lets me know that if I really resonate with Alicia or with Joe or with Sarah, to ask for those people so I'm not in a group scenario. Is that helpful?
It does. It does. I have to make a decision for sure, but it does help.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would tend to go with the I. It's well, here, let's look at this another way. Sharyn and I joined a community because we were learning neuro-linguistic programming. And we watched the business go from the guy that was doing the training. And he ended up, over the course of a couple of years, training a whole lot of people to become, I'll just say his minions, his trainers. So we were working less with him and more with his trainers. Now, if we had a question, because we are that way, we would go around the trainer and just call him, because I have no boundaries. So he went from an I to a we, and we prefer to deal with I. Still do. So look, you're the face of the business. And if you bring in other trainers sometimes, great. But you're the face of the business. Lean into it. Accept it.
That is the decision I'm talking about there.
Yeah, there's Alicia,
yes.
This has nothing to do with Jay's webinar. This is just coaching. There's a little bit of a mindset we need to tackle here.
Yeah.
And it's all right. Reach out to us. We'll have that chat offline. We'll have that chat outside of, everyone else hearing. Go to How to Get There Faster and book half hour with us. We'll get your head, in the right place. It's okay. Look, mindsets, dealing with mindset. Every one of our clients has those challenges from time to time.
I would bet everyone on this call.
Come on. Look, one of the best things about not being, in that W-2 situation is you're running your own business or starting your own business. And it's hard, but being an employee is hard. Running your own business is hard. Choose your hard. And there are always going to be times where we all think, oh, what am I doing? And we all have those questions we ask each other. And as coaches, we deal with that all the time. So it's all right. Again, give yourself some grace, Alicia. All of you, give yourself some grace. It's beats the heck out of working at Walmart. All right. Not that there's anything wrong with Walmart. I love Walmart, but
They could be nicer to
they could be
employees.
Did Christopher just turn on his camera?
Well, we had Alicia spotlighted, so I don't know when he turned on his camera.
So, all right, I see two people that haven't gone that have cameras on. One is Carolyn and one is Christopher. Do you guys want to give it a shot? Give me a thumbs up. He disappeared. Turned off his camera.
Guess
got
not.
it. Oh well.
Okay.
I scared him. I do that.
You're a scary guy.
All right. Anyone else? I guess we're complete then, unless
Ilya, did you want to turn?
you don't have to. Just unmute. Let's go for it. Your microphone is not picking up.
Yeah, you're not muted, but we can't hear you. So I'm going to guess something's not plugged in, or Zoom hasn't realized that you're using a mic.
There we go.
All right. Sorry about that. I didn't press a button.
Not a worry, man.
All right. Sorry, I unfortunately could not be part of the entire presentation, so I will do my best. I think I understand exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Tell you what, as long as you don't start with the words, "Hi, my name is," we're good.
Okay.
Tell me about Planet. Go for it.
I'm sorry, tell you about what planet? Oh, that's a
You have Planet behind you. Those are cool.
yeah, those are old 1950s pulp novel book covers that there was an Etsy person who was blowing them up and turning them into art, so I bought a couple for the wall. I thought they were cool. So
Good job.
Okay, so I've got a company called Hot Rod Cameras, and we sell camera equipment to the motion picture and television industry for professionals and aspiring professionals.
Okay.
Who's your ideal client?
Yeah,
I mean, yes, you told us sort of, kind of, but let's get a little clearer. Who's really your ideal client?
Our ideal clients are people who are already working in motion picture and television in the traditional entertainment economy, and then also people who are aspiring to get into that economy or are currently working in the creator economy.
Wow. So there's two definite levels.
You probably then need two. Do they have the same challenge? Are they buying from you for the same reason?
It's really interesting because people at the high end of the creator economy absolutely 100% have all of the same challenges as the traditional entertainment industry. There is a big spectrum though, and we've always addressed that spectrum in the traditional space, being that we had film students and people who were just getting into the industry who were sort of starting at more modest budgets to work their way up through their technical challenges. A lot of that is happening in the sort of creator economy as well, but they're starting, I would say, even more removed from the traditional sort of mindset and equipment packages. They have to start at even like 2 levels below that.
Okay, then I would start your elevator story with the challenge, whatever that common challenge is. And as you weave through your story, you can end with you have equipment on a sliding scale or something to that effect. But then you'll capture both audiences because they have the same challenge. If you had said that they're coming to you with different challenges, then we would have said no, then you need 2 different elevator stories depending on who the audience is. But if it's the same challenge, then your audience is really the person with this challenge, and I have a solution for you.
Actually, I want to put a pin for a second. Alicia, did you hear Sharyn just say we would have had? I said, see, Sharyn could have just said I there because that thought came out of Sharyn's head. Okay. Are these cameras, do you build them, or are you a wholesaler?
Yeah, we're actually a retailer, but we're a B2B. Pretty much the way our business works is if you are looking for this type of stuff that we are selling, typically you're a business, you're not a consumer. When you get into the creator economy and sort of the people who are just starting out, their mindset is very much of consumer. It is not of professional. There's so many people who are earning incomes from YouTube, during the pandemic that didn't understand that they qualified as a business for like government relief. And so we deal with some of those people. And then we also deal with people at the very high end who fully understand, they have a team, they understand they're a business, they understand what's going on. So we have to bifurcate a little bit to be able to bring up some of the people who are just getting into it. But our bread and butter, the people who keep the lights on, are traditional studios, production companies, those sorts of people, governments, corporations.
So the question really was, are you the manufacturer?
Oh, sorry, we're a retailer. We resell equipment from manufacturers.
Got it.
There's only a handful of manufacturers. We do a little bit of manufacturing. We have invented some of our own technology to make their products work better, which is where the name of the company comes from.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. From what Sharyn gave you, do you want to try and tweak it and email it to us, and we'll help you out that way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Yeah, we'll take a look, because part of it, I want to look at your website, and it'll be part of your email address, so I can't wait.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Gladly.
By the way, before you mute yourself again, do me a favor, move your microphone in front of you instead of off to the side.
You want to see that?
Yeah, move it in front of you, and then a little more.
Are you trying to see it, or you want to hear it?
I want to hear him better.
Oh.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yeah. Keep it centered. when we are not on the road, we use a snowball mic because there's two of us, and it's like tends to be here but down. So it picks up real well. And one of the two of us tends to speak louder. So I will move it off that way a little bit.
So for some reason, I feel like you need to be able to hear me as if I was sitting right next to you instead of, you know.
Yes. So we're cognizant of microphone placement, and when you have a really good condenser microphone, you use it to your advantage, put it in front of you, and that way we can hear you better.
Absolutely. Thanks for the tip. I will. I was ignorant. I couldn't hear what it sounded like on your side.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah, we get set up with, man. I'm just going to geek out for a second. When we were in Sedona, we had a room 8 by 12 roughly, and the room was heavily padded. I mean, it was a studio, really well, lighting. It was worked so well. And we each had individual mics as well as
The mixer board.
Yeah. So one of my geeky things would be to go back and check the videos and see how. So listening to where the sound and watching where the microphone is, it's just a superpower. I enjoy it.
Yeah, we're on
we're on the road right now, so we're just relying on our damn
laptop. We're just glad it stayed connected.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're on the internet. I'm just glad the internet stayed on. And then when we had a problem, it was Veronica's fault, not ours. Thank God. I owe Veronica an extra book or something because I picked on her. All right. So Carolyn Davis, you want to give it a shot?
I have there's a roof being applied to the building next to me. So I have a lot of background noise.
We can't hear it.
We can hear it.
We can hear you, not that.
We hear you, just we don't hear your background noise.
I only have ears for you, Karen.
I don't have a pitch prepared. I'm just listening.
What do you do?
I do two things. I build websites and I'm a real estate broker.
Okay.
Wow.
So my tip to you is those are two different elevator stories. Don't try and bring them together.
Oh, no, I would never try to do them both. I have to
unless of
find out
course
who my audience is and then determine what my audience is, and then I apply the appropriate.
Unless you wanted to just build websites for realtors.
That's true. Agree with that.
In which case you have clients that are never mind.
Never.
Are you a whole level of headache? I don't think.
No. Are you building in WordPress?
Yes.
Awesome. Connect with us. We always want to know developers. We have a test. We have a specific test we put web developers on to get on our list. We're responsible for a whole lot of websites that get built during the course of a year. And to get on our list, if you're really good, you can get on our list.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Oh.
And when you say email your pitch, I'd like to email a pitch to you. And what email address?
Go for it.
So the email address is many times in the chat, and it was a few times on the screen. It's info@yuloffcreative.com. Yeah, I'll put it back in the chat again, but yes, it was in the chat quite a few times.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So I think we've gotten to our end, sweetie.
Yes.
So glad to have you all here. Wonderful to see all of you, your bright, shiny faces. You have all improved. Well done. We're looking forward to getting your pitches in email. Give us a couple of days. We'll be back in our office Friday.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, over the weekend. Yeah. That's probably when I'll get to it. So there you go. Remember our slogan, if everything happens for a reason,
be the reason things happen.
We will see you next time, everybody. And if you want to be the first one to send us that email on your mark, get set. You may now do it now. See you, everybody.
Thank you.